Thank you. And Brenda.
And Kelly is on vacation, so he's not here.
Okay. Alrighty, let's get going with additions or deletions of the agenda.
Addition, scheduling,
Under
scheduling.
New
okay,
business.
new business. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Alrighty. Go for the first claims request form. Claims request form for 110714 in the amount of $12,122.74. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve request form 11714.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Alright, opposed? Claims request form for 112514 in the amount of $26,383.73.
Move approval. Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Alright, opposed? Claims request form for 112514 in the amount of $1,282.24.
I didn't get a chance to look at that. What's that for?
That's commissioners separately, commissioners pay on a separate voucher. Is that
Yes.
how we're going to?
I'd like to see it that way, thank you.
Thank you.
Motion?
Move approval.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Alright, opposed? Minutes for regular meeting, 28, regular minutes for the meeting of October 28th, 2014. Any motion?
I'm going to accept it.
Make a I'm sorry.
In a second?
With three corrections.
Well, we're gonna do that with the second, then, can't we?
Huh?
Don't we second it and then do the discussion, do the corrections? Is that how it works?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
So you
Or
second,
I can do a friendly amendment to it.
do whatever. Has this
What's the,
I would second.
second? Okay, now go for discussion or anything else.
Okay. So,
What page?
Page 2.
Thank you.
Under new business, compost sampler, we're going to need to remove all were in favor. Just leave it as motion carried, 4-1.
okay,
The next one down, resolution 04-2014, add in motion carried. I don't care if the vote's in there.
okay.
It doesn't reflect how the vote came out. On the next page, under account 20006 at the top, it says a motion was made and seconded to follow the staff to adjust account 206 by $100, remove all were in favor, and just leave it as motion carried 401.
Anything else, anybody? So we'll make those amendments in there?
Yes.
Okay. Have a first and second. All in favor after amendments?
Aye.
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 Alright, opposed?
Can I have that button? Because I could hit bullshit on Richard. Ow.
Alrighty, let's go to financial reports.
Okay, wastewater. For wastewater, this is through October, so you're 75% of the way through the budget, and you are tracking at 75%. You are right on for wastewater. Does anybody want to know why?
Why? We got rid of sewage?
Well, no, that's going to hit next month.
Oh, okay.
So what I did is you guys transferred some money into your funds. You know, we've done a couple transfers this month, so I put them on the contingency line. So if you look on the first page, you're over by 198%. I think we.
First page, contingency fund
Right.
under operations, okay?
Yeah, and so I think we talked about that, so we come into line with budget a little bit more.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
So it
but-
comes out even instead of being 30% under.
Yeah, so we're more even.
Show the money going into savings rather.
so we're in
than just-
contingency fund, which
Yeah.
is supposed to be 17,000 or 33,000?
Well, we estimated 17,000, but you guys had put in more than that.
Okay, all right, got it.
So what we were trying to do is you guys were so far under budget, 20-30% each year, we were just kind of bringing it in line.
Okay. Now, I remember you mentioning something about that a couple months ago. That was discussed about water, but let's go to water. Any discussion, any questions on wastewater? Anything else to add, Brenda?
No.
Okay, let's go to water.
Oh, sorry, water, we're 75% of the way through, you're tracking at 50%. So maybe maybe we adjust the contingency fund a little bit more, so we're not because we are gonna have a lot of wastewater, fees hit next month.
Well, you didn't do any of the transfer into the contingency fund out of the water a couple months ago. You just did the sewer?
No, they both
You did
hit.
both.
I do 75-25.
Okay,
but-
all right. Okay,
Yeah. So we're under on water and we're directly even in wastewater.
okay.
So any other questions on that?
I need a motion, ladies and gentlemen.
Need the motion to accept water and wastewater as presented.
Second,
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alrighty. Huh?
Yep.
What? Oop,
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
I already
I'm
asked.
trying to find it.
go ahead.
Excuse me, but I was trying to catch up with the discussion. We're showing that we're actually over budget in water. And we're $6,201 in the hole.
What page column are you looking at, Phil?
I'm looking at total,
Oh, yeah, that's,
Last page, okay?
there's something wrong.
yep, I see what you're doing,
Yeah.
yep. It does, it says we're 6,200 to the negative, and it should be a lot more than that. So 86, you're about 30 to the plus, so I'll fix it's obviously a
Okay,
formula
fine.
error.
So, but we know that it was a matter of, it's where we're supposed to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll fix that, thank you.
I'm sorry it takes so long to catch up with me.
Nope, that's okay.
Alrighty, treasury report,
Next one, the treasurer's report,
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
okay.
all balances back to QuickBooks, balances back to your cash position.
I would move we approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Alright, cash position.
Cash position, this is as of October 31st. A little under 260 in your investments and a little over 55,000 in your cash for just a little over 315,000.
This is strictly for FYI. Any questions for Brenda? Carry on, Brenda.
Petty cash, there were two, one of them was the automatic withdrawal for the Visa charges for $68.34. November 7th, I went to Costco, spent $272. A majority of that was on stamps. We bought some ink and toner paper. And so I talked to Costco today. So far on a rebate, we'll be getting $49 back out of $55, and the year does not end until February. So we roughly spent $2,500 at Costco.
Well, we can just leave it in the bank account and pay the,
That's what they'll do.
Membership,
The
yeah.
rebate will cover the membership fee, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So, and I need approval on that one for $340.86.
So
Move that we approve the petty cash.
Second? Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, carry on.
Next one is the collections for October. Just breaks it down between sewer and late fee, water and late fee. We had a PRR, so there was $15 in copy charges. And then at the bottom of the month, it breaks it down. And I thought I fixed the error from last month, and I didn't. I could have swore we fixed that. From
Yeah, I saw
September. Yeah, I know I fixed it. So,
It's not fixed.
yeah.
Ah, you have to white it out and write it in,
Janine's
huh?
fault.
Okay,
I know. So that's just FYI.
you'll fix it next month.
Yes.
Okay, any questions for Brenda? Carry on, please.
Next one's your aged receivables, as of October 16th, November 20th. And then October 20th, we processed 13 credit cards for just a little over $2,568 in fees.
Another FYI, any questions? Age receivable.
Delinquent accounts.
Oh, yeah, delinquent accounts, I knew that, it's testing you. Very good, you passed.
So, let's see, account 20057. I got a phone call today that went through sale. So, the balance will be paid off by the time we get back up on Tuesday. And there'll be a new owner on that property.
What's the balance? What's this?
$650.
Okay. Anything else?
No,
Any other questions?
no.
Please use account numbers if you have questions. Okay, let's carry on. Public forum. We'll just take a 2-minute break.
What? A 3-minute break?
Alrighty, obviously nobody has anything. Wastewater services report.
For the month of October, let's see, water was down 17% from last month, up 15% from last year. Hung some door hangers, cleaned the transducers, and we had biosolids removed on the 7th and the 8th. Any questions on water?
We get a bill on that yet?
It is on your voucher for tonight, yes. That's why your voucher is really high this evening. So it will be reflected in your November expenses.
Just ballpark, what did it cost us?
$10,500.
Bullshit level just gone 5.
Well, they have to get rid of it somehow. At any rate.
I guess that was on, yeah.
So that was underwater and wastewater you just covered there?
Yeah,
That's, I think we all understand.
Okay, anything else, Brenda?
The composite samplers are at the office. I didn't ask if they had been installed. I didn't see if they'd been installed. So I know we do have them. That's another reason why your voucher's high. That's about $13,600. So they're in. They've been delivered. They're there.
They look good.
Yeah, they look real good from the outside, you know. So.
What, be installed by next time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and they might have already been installed. I didn't talk to Ken about that today.
Okay, any other questions for Brenda under the wastewater services report? Alrighty, business manager. Report.
Let's see, there's a meeting log obviously in your packet. If you see any problems or anything, absolutely let me know. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that as of today, the website is up and accepting payments from customers. So people can either call in and give their Visa over the phone, or they can actually log into our website. So when we send out bills in January's, we'll put a little note on there that says now you can now log in to our website and pay your bill. You can't see your account, but you can actually pay your bill from our website.
So what do they do? Just punch in their credit card number? and
But they have to
it's
punch
crazy?
in like an address or an account number, a dollar amount, and then it pops up to a
Payment deal. and da, da, da,
payment
da.
deal, yes, and then we get
All right.
notified right away, and,
Oh.
you know, so people can actually do it on their own if they want to.
Oh, okay. And does that cost anybody anything?
No,
Does it cost us anything?
no. Well, the
Same
same,
as if.
if they were to
came
come
in
into
and
the
did it.
office.
Oh, with a
Yeah.
credit card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
same credit card fee.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah, and
right.
our credit card fees have been under $100, I think, every single month.
It's been
Yeah,
good
we've
for the
had it.
customers to be able to pay stuff. I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know, so, I'll be damned. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's something that we forgot.
Unfinished business. We're going to talk about the capital project of vows.
Yes, in your packet is a estimate from Inland Potable Services. They're out of Colorado, however, they'll be up here for a week doing tanks in Marysville and another 3 or 4 days down at Snohomish County. So this will get them into our tanks. They will remove up to 4 inches of sediments on the 250,000 gallon concrete tanks.
3 inches. Or 4 inches.
Oh, 3, sorry, I was
Okay.
reading another bid today.
We want their bid.
It'll, a video inspection, written report. The biggest thing is that they're gonna measure the inlet pipes inside the tanks. That's what we're looking for. So the the tanks haven't been cleaned in probably 10 years?
No, they were clean since you guys took over once.
Not me, but
That's
water and
since I've been a
wastewater, yes.
commissioner.
Water and wastewater services.
I started in
Wow.
'07.
Okay, well, that was when they were done.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about time.
Right, Richard?
I think it was before '07.
I'm not sure.
I
I think
think
so.
Kelly was the manager, but I wasn't working here.
Yeah,
There should be some,
we had a video on them. It's in the office. I can't remember the date, but it was '07, I'm pretty sure.
So it'll be done on prevailing wage. There'll be commercial divers. They'll dechlorinate themselves, everything before they head in the tape videos, everything.
Couple questions for you on the contract, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay, under the portion here, they'll take 3 inches from the floor. If there's any additional cleaning on that and stuff, is wastewater services going to have somebody there to say yay or nay to continue on?
yeah, $430 an hour is a little steep.
Yeah, they'll probably won't be any sediment on the sides, but.
But if there is, you'll have, so wastewater services will have somebody there to do the blessing?
Yeah,
If it be you or Ken?
yeah, it'll probably be Ken, and I'm trying everything I can to not get them to come up here on the weekend. They're trying to push for the weekend, and I'm telling them it's gonna be on overtime for us if they do, and so they're trying to rearrange our schedule.
Okay.
So if it comes down to an overtime situation, I think I'll cancel it and go with maybe Liquid Vision.
Okay.
What?
Liquid Vision. Same
Cool.
kind of thing.
Have you got a bid from them yet, or are you still working on it?
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
The initial bid came in and it was without prevailing wage, so they have to redo the bid.
Okay. Another question here is, basically, are they able to get their vehicle up to the tanks with their trailer?
Well, the gentleman called Ken yesterday because that was, I didn't know if they could turn a 25-foot trailer around up there or not.
25-foot trailer.
Yeah. I
was
haven't
thinking
been up
16.
there. I haven't been up there in a long time.
There's your
So
answer.
I don't know if
What
a
was that? I just saw
25-foot
the-
trailer.
Well, they don't even specify what kind of truck they got.
No, it's a
$430
F-350.
if you
He
can't
called
get
me
your
the other day.
Truck or
It's
trailer,
an
but how big's the truck and
F350.
trailer?
It's an
If you can't get it up
F-350
there,
carrying a
that's
20-foot trailer.
Exactly, that's the
I don't
question.
know if there's a
Four-wheel drive.
means.
Is it a crew cab, dually?
There's plenty of room to turn around up
Yeah,
there.
you can turn around up there because you pull in and go out like you're taking, you just back it up to the tank.
Or
Okay,
just
I
back
was-
it down
I've
the
been up
road
there.
like you're going up to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want them to back all the way down.
No, they
They-
don't
No.
have to.
Oh, okay.
See, when you
through
go-
the gate and you can turn it right
You
there.
feel confident, and it'll be firm enough for them to turn
That's a
around?
ballasted road.
Yeah, we
Brand
Okay,
new.
all right.
We did that road not too long ago.
Well, getting up there, but for being able to turn around.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
They can
concerned about
pull in
was
and
the only
back
turning
it
around.
50
All right.
feet.
Okay.
20 feet,
Okay.
okay. The next one being is there a hatch on that top of the tanks?
Yes,
Is it 24 inches plus?
Yes.
yes.
Yes, check it.
And you know, one thing that should
Well,
probably
reason,
be,
excuse me for a second here, Tom. The reason I'm saying that is because they're calling for at least a 24-inch opening in here.
it is.
And they're also making sure that your overflow level?
Yeah, I've talked to Ken about that to make sure that we are almost overflowing the tanks, yeah.
Okay,
that
all
day,
right.
those days. I think the hatches are a standard 18 to 24.
It's 40 years old, don't tell them.
might
Yeah.
want to send him up there to look. Just to
Now,
be on the safe side, that's
I
all.
don't see anything included in here, but if you pull those lids off the tanks, we sure should have new seals or gaskets underneath of them. Cause I was here when they did the tanks the last time and I know that wasn't done. Because shortly thereafter, we got E. coli in the system because ladybugs decided to go up there and poop in our water supply.
So is that something that we would order, water and wastewater could order those and install the seals? Rather
Well,
than, because,
someone's gonna have to go up and measure them.
Just go up and measure to see how big the openings are. Make sure they can fit in with their scuba diving gear.
I'll have that done first thing tomorrow. But I wouldn't think we'd want to pay the divers,
No, just
$430
while he's up there measuring
an
it,
hour to,
see what the seals are and go to Home Depot and buy them.
okay.
Well, just remember, he's a diver, he's not a seal measurer, so,
No, I'm talking about
Right.
Ken when he goes up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
to make sure the hatch is 24 by,
yeah,
and not 18 by 18.
diver probably would do it.
Even at 24 inches, I don't know how they get it with all the gear.
Well, that's all he's asking.
I know.
Yeah, I know, I hear ya,
We've had
you know.
before, huh?
Huh? Yeah, they've been in,
Yeah, we've had.
I'm not
divers in
sure
there.
who did your tanks last time.
You did.
I don't know who.
Some kid came up from California.
Well, I wouldn't imagine they'd have a diver that's quite portly,
No, I think it's just convenience of getting in and out, and
Oh, yeah.
not damaging equipment, or tearing the suits, or all that stuff, so.
Okay.
Not only that, in a panic situation with them tanks on your back, you wanna be able to get out.
So, those are my only questions, and do you need an approval on this, or are you waiting to see what happens with this? What do you need with this?
I'd like the preliminary approval, yes, as long as all of my hatches
And the-
match
And the time frame and.
the time frame and the truck. If they're gonna have an issue with that stuff, we'll
Go elsewhere.
go elsewhere,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So, have a motion?
I move that we go forward, on the Inland Potable Services Incorporated bid of $3,442.
Is that with or without sales tax?
That's without,
Okay, plus sales tax, okay.
yeah, any sales tax will be added as a second line item on the invoice.
And if it doesn't meet to what you feel is comfortable, you'll cancel it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, have a second?
Yeah, if we have that statement in there, that we, after we've investigated and find out that the conditions are satisfactory and their schedule is fine.
Okay.
Good. Second?
I have a second on that basis.
Okay, any more discussion on this? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Alrighty. Next, item, rate study.
Roger might have something on this, but I know that I owe Roger, he sent me a long email and I know I haven't done my part of it. So he might not have anything because I haven't provided him any information. He sent me, it was a really long list.
Oh. Took a long time to write it, didn't it?
So I haven't done anything, so I'm just gonna wait till I get that
Okay,
information.
all right,
Yeah, sorry about that.
moving on.
Table.
Table, table. Okay, next one, the preliminary budget.
You guys got a show on tonight or something?
Yeah,
What is it tonight? Flash, ain't it?
Fashion?
Flash.
Oh,
Yeah, look like I care about fashion.
keep in mind, these are all preliminary numbers that are absolutely up for discussion. Changes, additions, deletions. You know, it was, yeah. So I kind of went with, you know, a little bit of it's a 3%, a little bit of it's at what we did last year. You know, for example, maintenance and repairs on wastewater, we've spent only, maybe 1,700 by the end of the year, but it's kind of a, if anything goes wrong number, so that's why it's still so high. That's just an example of, and you guys are absolutely welcome to alter that.
So how about if everybody takes a look at that? If
I don't see anything on here for the Lyra thing.
It's on the water, I
still
believe.
talking.
What? It is.
Well, that ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
There is 5,000 budgeted for the 2015 year. On water, Tom, second page.
Okay, well-
I'm sorry, the first page.
I'm saying this just to get it on the record. I am totally opposed to that. They're at the end of the line for what they can do. They've made restrictions to where, we're supporting one man's ability, trying to climb to the top on the political ladder. And I've talked to the attorney, and the attorney told me, he said, quote, "We're stuck in the mud."
What attorney?
Carmichael.
And he told you you're stuck in the mud.
Yeah. Because I point blank asked him, I said, okay, so where are we going to go from here? And he said, well, at the present time, we're kind of
Okay, I
stuck
just
in the
wanted to know
mud.
what attorney it was. I talked to Carmichael myself, so.
Well, la-di-da.
All right, gentlemen. So, now, okay, so that's probably good, and that's not part of operations and maintenance. Put that somewhere else. But again, this is all discussion, so.
I could, it's not really a capital project, it's not really administration either. You guys were using it out of your O&M budget for water, where would you like to see it go?
Just asking. If it makes sense to take it out of operations and maintenance. But yeah, you don't have anywhere else.
And it doesn't really belong under capital projects, if you guys would like to see it down there. If you guys choose to budget it for 2015.
If we choose to even go with it.
Right.
So,
Think about it, if anybody
Yeah.
comes
Well,
up
it
with
would be
an...
under administration. That's where, if you're gonna put it in.
yeah, if you're gonna put it anywhere in there, yeah. Is there anything else that catches people's eyes in this budget? Well, how about everybody looks it over, gives their 2 cents?
Is there
And,
anything anybody's thinking of next year that's coming up that you can think of that I haven't anticipated? I believe I took out the audit fees because I don't anticipate any audit fees for 2015. But is there anything can think of that I'm missing for next year that we plan to do and I don't remember?
To be honest with you, Brenda, I looked at this thing briefly starting Sunday. Just a couple of days. That's why I like to have maybe until next month, everybody look at it for the month and come back with something if you have something.
You just didn't look
Email
at
it.
it an hour ago?
No, I actually looked at it on Sunday and yesterday.
Oh,
Blurry thing,
I actually looked at it over the weekend.
as an engineer, Roger, if I told you that almost 29% of our revenue, projected revenue, we don't have a home for and was going straight into a contingency fund without knowing the numbers, is that acceptable?
Well, it depends. I mean, most districts have some sort of policy to keep a minimum balance on their funds, and
I mean, any district, if they told you that higher percentage was going straight into a fund, not knowing what that number was, that's pretty good, I think.
yeah, it is good. I think that some people might question whether you need to be collecting that much money if you don't have a home for it.
Well, we're gonna argue that point here in a few
Yes.
months.
Yeah, so, but, normally, you have more capital projects listed,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
But I don't wanna list them just to be listing them.
No, you don't, and I think when we do our rate study, we may have this discussion about whether there's anything else coming up. I don't know what the status of the well pumps are. It seems like every year a couple of items come up.
yeah.
A new fence, the barriers at the well number 2 to keep the motorcycles out or whatever that was.
Cleaning of the tanks.
You know,
What's it cost to
cameras,
replace the pump?
Well,
It
then,
seems like things come up all the time, and I can certainly make a list that might spark somebody's thoughts as, it's been 10 years.
has anybody considered the, some kind of account to save for water pipe replacement? All of the stuff in the ground's 27 years old.
37, yeah.
Yeah, but
And that's what
it's
the
also
depreciation,
at a
that's what
much
the
older age
depreciation,
cycle than that.
That's what the depreciation fund will be. When I do the water study, we'll end up with, I'll make an assessment of the value of your system. And then, there's an age associated with it. Most of it's all the same age, but like you have a bunch of new valves, those aren't anywhere on the horizon. But, we would have to depreciate out what we thought it might be the length of the lifetime of the pipe as to when you might start replacing them, or you could put stuff in there to
That's why we look at it.
fixing and add another valve if you haven't finished all of that and various other different things. I'll probably need to have a discussion with Kelly and Ken, Brenda, about, what the condition of the system is. And, maybe there's some things that can be added to the CIP, maybe not.
Yeah, depends how old are the pumps out there,
Yeah.
That'd be the big scary part there.
I'd like to remind everybody though, under the contingency fund, if you recall, in our budget, we always carried the depreciation, and it never fit. And I think we all agreed that it would be better to carry it as a contingency. And so therefore, that's where that figure came from. Not necessarily the matter that it's excess dollars we don't have a program for. Because down the line, we've got far more places for this to go than we've ever got dollars.
Yeah, you still only have $300,000 in your bank, and you guys could wipe that out in one mainline break.
That's true. So on that basis, to say we're sitting fat, dumb, and happy, I can't buy in on that, but I'd like to remind everybody why we changed it from depreciation to contingency. And that was done, and you made the changes. I think it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah. And I'd be more than happy for a 30% raise if that's,
I wouldn't
just
wanna
throwing
have
out
you get
there.
any illustrious
I'm just
ideas.
throwing it out there. At least the bullshit button didn't go off.
To more clearly answer your question, Robert, a lot of the districts I work for, they've got
Right.
multi-million-dollar CIPs.
Richard?
Yep.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, really.
they've got $2, $3, $4, $10 million
But they-
in CIPs, so they're stocking. a
Piling
lot.
for those projects. They're not
Yes.
doing them all at once. They're building up to do
Yeah,
those
and
projects.
they do 2 or 3 major projects a year, so that, that account doesn't grow that much. It just gets big, gets small, gets big, gets small, so.
So is there a way
But
to
when something breaks.
even
you
out
need
our
it.
budget so it's not, so 30% of it's not going to contingency?
I didn't say that it was, I just asked him, just
He just
hypothetical.
picked a figure.
Oh.
It was a
You
logical
figured a
question.
third, almost a third.
Oh,
If you would have said 33%, it would have been a third.
I mean, is there a way to,
There's no magic number on that.
Okay,
Just asked.
so everything will look at the budget, if there are any changes,
yeah,
might be
please let
nice
me
to
know.
get it taken care of next month.
Yeah, you guys need to approve it next month, so if you guys have any comments or questions, be prepared to discuss it.
I have a few comments with regard to capital projects.
Okay.
In the past, we've always listed, always the same one. We've gone around the thing. For instance, we had telemetry of 20,000, all of a sudden we got a high blue engineer estimate of $300,000, good God. And, that isn't in the cards for us to be doing something like this. We said, table, that's fine with me, let's table it, but we don't need to be carrying 20,000 as a capital project.
Well, I think we decided we're not going to do
Yeah, we're
that,
not
so
gonna
it'll
do
drop
that.
off, right?
So then we better come up with an estimate of what it's gonna cost to replace that line or whatever we decide. We need a discussion, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which line?
Pardon?
Which line?
The low voltage line that
Connects the reservoir.
connects the reservoirs to the pumps. Then the other thing on this is the 3-phase power to the Green Valley lift station. We're not gonna get 3-phase power down there for 50 grand.
No, we won't.
No, it won't even come close.
There are some alternatives. I'll just let you know that I've spoken briefly with my electrical engineers about the telemetry and about the 3-phase power. And, there's more than one way to.
Okay, then we ought to hear those ideas,
To
but
do
that discussion should be put into this project thing, I think.
And I'll say this, that the latest information I got regarding the telemetry was a gasp from my engineer that radio telemetry estimate was that high.
Did you tell him that that wasn't the only gas that was made?
Yeah, no, so.
Well, it's definitely the Crown Royal of the, or it's the Crown Vic of the companies.
Yes, yeah, and, you know, you may not want that, you may not need it, you may not be able to afford it. So there are some other alternatives, but, you know, we have a radio provider that will actually come out and do a radio test at no charge. You know, with the idea that, you know, he's making a customer, and set you up with, you know, something that's considerably less expensive, if it'll work, when he comes out and does a test. So if you want me to discuss that with Kelly and come up with a new number for telemetry, I can do that. I don't know if it'll be 25,000, but it's not gonna be 350 or whatever the other one, I guarantee that.
Well, we had 20,000 as an estimate, but if we needed more, if it was reasonable or whatever, we could. But I think we're moving in the right direction to say, and if it were anything like that figure, we can't dig that trench up there for that.
Yeah.
For what?
You know, put another
25,000?
line up there.
Oh, for 350,000 you can.
Well, I don't think that
350?
included the trench.
Pardon?
350,000 you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, that's
You can
what
give a guy
I
a
think.
shovel and dig that in there.
Well, Howard came in about, I think about 70,000 on that, including materials.
See, I hadn't heard what he came in on that one. Because it was talk about having him give us a
And
price.
when I asked, all he did
Ballpark.
was talk about the materials, the trench itself and the materials, but no cable, no conduit, nothing like that. That wasn't included in the estimate, his estimate.
The estimate I think that he gave me included everything with the exception of the electrical, because he didn't know if it came 500 foot spools or.
And we
And that was
shouldn't
about
just be dropping it
70, I
in the
think.
ground, it should be
How many
a
feet?
conduit, right?
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, how many,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure it was a couple thousand, I'm sure, but
I'd have to look, we did the math on it of how many,
do you have it at the office?
yes,
Email it to me, would you please?
yeah.
Thank you.
So if you want, I can talk to Kelly about a couple ideas.
I'd like to see
Yeah.
it too, we got all
So
that.
that you can have a full discussion.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea, just have a discussion with Kelly and we'll talk about it and definitely.
When's Kelly coming back?
He'll be back on the 1st.
Of January?
Yeah. December
I'll be
1st.
fast.
Okay, next one, new business, additional, Tom, scheduling.
Twice in the last 60 days I've gotten, I haven't gotten to go to a meeting because I didn't know about it when I had been giving a schedule. I have my own ideas about why that happened, but it isn't Brenda's fault. And, you know, Water and Wastewater Services does prepare things for the board, but it shouldn't be their responsibility to schedule commissioner meetings. I already know about the minutes from the meeting that Mr. Richard brought up. That was for the convenience of the board not to have to go through it every month as who's going to go to what meeting. But that's the only way that it'll work, so it's fair to everybody. And I would ask that at each meeting, that the upcoming meetings for the next month are to be scheduled right here, and everybody be in agreement with it, so that everybody knows that there's going to be a meeting.
So what meeting are we talking about here now?
Well, the only one that's been the subject of problems with things is the meeting at the Wyra and the Wyra thing down at the sewer district in Bellingham.
Okay, so who's supposed to go then next month?
Phil and Jackie. Ours was the 19th, and you didn't show up.
And nobody told me. Wasn't that convenient?
All right, so it's Phil and Jackie going for the next one. There'll be another one
January.
in January.
It'll be Tom and Richard.
Okay,
We agreed to alternate
all right, fair enough.
unless somebody wanted to trade.
Brenda, for the next meeting on the agenda, will you please put under, say, new business, one of the two you decide, scheduling for who's going to go to the next fire meeting for that next month and what date?
Excuse me, I take exception to that.
Why?
I didn't hear a motion. I don't have a second. We have a procedure to determine that, and there'll probably be a motion on the floor.
I didn't think it'd be a problem to have that put on the agenda, but okay.
Each month?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Okay, next month, that's fine. Put it
Next
on.
month, you guys will sit there and say who's
Maybe I
going.
didn't understand. what
Yeah,
you
who's going to
said.
the next, who's going to the wire meeting in January 1? Number 2, what's the date?
But
It's always on-
It's supposed to be
always-
back on track or something like that. Your planning
Yep.
meetings.
I'm not
Has
sure
changed.
when the dates of the meetings are.
Yes, they are.
Well, these gentlemen should know what these are.
Yep.
This is between these gentlemen here.
So-
And ladies, excuse me, ladies and
17th?
gentlemen here.
December
And,
17th?
Well, that's next month. So
Yep.
that's Jackie and Phil.
Yep.
Okay,
And
next
it'll be
month.
January 21st.
Well, just come put it on the agenda so we can say scheduling for WIRA, and we can sit here and talk about who's going to the next month and what the date is. So there'll be no confusion.
And where I took exception to that was by the month, because we haven't made a decision to do that.
Well, true.
And
If it continues on.
let's have the whole decision, or have the whole discussion.
This is not,
But if we
my
just-
suggestion is not to cut people out of going to meetings or
But
anything
I
else.
am not talking about that, Tom, and I'm not arguing with you. I say, let's discuss it, let's do it. But quite frankly, I would like to know, everybody else can show up at the meetings. I would like to know why you can't.
Because of that woman down there at the sewer district. Susan and I were having dinner at the restaurant the other night. She mouthed the words, "you asshole," to me. Because, you know, the word's gotten back from Roger Brown that he's violating the Open Public Meetings Act. And,
I don't think. we're
Well,
going there
this
with
is
that.
something to look into,
well, of
gentlemen.
course not.
Just look into it. But for now, you two are going, put it on the agenda for schedule for WIRA. And if we continue on with it, then when we discuss who goes in January, at the January meeting, we'll do the same thing for February. That way we don't have any confusion with this. Does that sound fair enough?
Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna have to alter that.
Well, you ladies and gentlemen of the board will decide who's gonna go and who's gonna change it. It will not be wastewater services. But that's why we're gonna do it at each meeting. That takes care of it.
Yeah, but, okay, we'll have to alter that, but we have to do 2 months at a time because the meeting happens before this meeting.
Okay, all right, so
Yeah,
you two,
okay.
but at least everybody knows it. But this is that way.
So,
between
can I just say that at the bottom of the agenda, it says commissioner meeting updates?
Sure, works for me.
Okay,
Wonderful thing.
so I guess for my December meeting, I would be putting it on there for,
January.
what day did you say, January something? I really
When
don't,
is it-
when
one
Roger
in
Brown
January is-
emails me, it goes into the,
You don't need to worry about it.
You don't even
The
need to
board's
worry
gonna
about
deal
it.
with
but I have to have dates, right?
These-
And who's
these
attending?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll decide on the date, we'll have the date.
And then we'll put it on the bottom of the commissioner meeting update.
And then he's-
Okay,
gentlemen.
so then I'll just add WIRA to the bottom of this,
Yeah.
and then you guys can have at it and
Bingo.
make the
It
decisions and
doesn't even
stuff. And
have to
so
be
I,
WIRA, it'll be if you turn around and bow.
No, because the only one that is restrictive is
Is that-
WIRA. Anybody can go to any other meeting.
That's
No,
true.
that's not true.
There's really no reason. What do you mean?
True.
That's not true.
December the 3rd, the small district ones, the webinar you were complaining about, which we were never ever paid for a webinar. Those, anyone can attend on home, at your house, read the directions on how to get yourself into the webinar. We attend the small district meeting, which immediately follow the webinar, 2 separate, total different entities. That is, we have 2 of us that attend to that,
represent.
and that is December the 3rd at, if I read my email, I have to get into that for you.
You gonna give us another yearly calendar?
nope. Oh, yeah, the front one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, write that down on your to-do list.
2 emails from her,
It's gonna be at 10 o'clock,
WD13
and that is
calendar.
going to be at 10:15 a.m.
So,
Right now, Phil and I are on that committee.
Okay.
so,
13.
just so I'm clear, for next month, we will address the commissioner meeting updates
Right.
Commissioners will deal with that, yes. Just put it on there so we don't forget.
Well, it's always on there.
Well,
You just skip over.
Yeah, it's basically, scheduling, put it underneath there, scheduling.
Okay, scheduling underneath
Yeah.
there, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, yeah, yeah.
necessarily have to have names.
No, you don't have
Dates.
nothing, you just gotta put it on there so we
Okay.
remember.
Okay,
We all kind of forget things now and then.
yeah, and I'll have your calendars out next month.
Okay. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
A motion to conclude.
Second? Not bad. We'll watch some.
Yeah, right along.
My dog.
Beating or cheating?
All right, better.